Welcome all to another episode of Hermès Hot Takes, and gathered here today. Now, I've been living deep in my having my best unemployed life out here, which means I've been spending a lot of time traveling this big, beautiful city of ours, and exploring its many trappings, and spending a lot of time on the subway. And on the subway lately, I've been seeing a lot of these ads lately for something called friend.com, and as a grown adult male, I understand it's hard for us sometimes to find friends in our adult life. So I was feeling pretty positive about this. I'm like, look, the world getting brighter. We got wars ending in some parts of the world, ceasefires, and now we're getting apps just to make friends again. And I thought that was a really cool idea because there's all these dating apps out there, and I thought, yeah, maybe it's basically another dating app, friend.com, but maybe it could be like a cool dating app where people could pretend to be there for just platonic reasons, that they're just looking for friends and then end up fucking anyway. And in that way, without that pressure there, isn't that just more beautiful, just a better place to find friends on the internet after everywhere else has become so toxic? And I'm seeing this ad that's running all the time, which is bringing me joy. Could you bring up the Google Drive post there? Because I had taken a picture. It's that middle
This
tab
here?
there on the browser. I'd taken a picture from my cell phone here where it says, okay, so we have ads here that say friend, someone who listens, responds, and supports you. But what I was confused about, because the rest of the ads, they were just text. I was confused about this one in particular, right? Not because it was vandalized. Everything in the city is vandalized because it's full of cretins who have no vision. But I was confused because I see this little orb that looks like almost like a spaceship around a string. For my audio listeners, it looks as if Apple invented a device to cryogenically freeze your ball sack. Now, it's the most plain way I can explain what it looks like, because it's kind of a foreign object. It has this, this iCloud feel to it, that, that back of iPhone feel that no one sees because everybody puts a case on their iPhone, but it's always that standard metallic feel. It looks like a metallic ball of some kind, right? And the only purpose I can see this ball being used for, of course, is to cryogenically freeze your nutsack. And if you're asking why, it's because, the ball sack for the male is probably the most important part of the body. I don't even think, that's up for a debate or conversation. And naturally, yes, we would need a specific device for your entire body, of course, because that's very important. If you're going to cryogenically freeze yourself, put yourself in a chamber for the future to preserve yourself so that when we have the technology, we can bring you back in future generations. Yes, you need a chamber for your body, but we all know you also need a separate chamber for your ball sack. That is what I'm seeing here, and I don't know how the friend spear device that looks like, the ball sack chamber relates back to the dating app in any kind of way. And I'm a bit confused. And I know some of my audience might be a bit confused as well, right? So I went to my good girl here, Whimsy. Whimsy, did you know what friend.com did?
No.
No, you're also unaware. So it's one of these ad campaigns where they throw their shit all over the subway. They don't explain what the fuck they are, but they want to create some kind of hype for something. And when I see that it's the ball freezing devices, I'm kind of all in on it because I haven't seen the technology there before. And I know a couple of you in the audience are still confused. You're saying, I don't understand the ridiculousness. You're saying, why would you ever need a device to cryogenically freeze your ball sack? Imagine this. Imagine you had an old man, right? You loved your old man to death. He always treated you sweet. He taught you a lot of what it is to even be a man. And one day, on your 14th birthday, takes you out to Six Flags. You guys have an amazing day at Six Flags. You ride all the best rides. The lines aren't even that long. You spend all day in the August sun. Get all hot, sweaty in the sun. You come back after spending what is just one of those magical days. Six Flags, it's with a certain magic when you're a kid. It's one of those magical days you spend at the amusement park with your old man. You get back. He goes up to the shower to wash, the sweat and good times off his skin. And, naturally, as any self-respecting old man, when old man goes to shower, he has two blankets. He has the main blanket he uses on his body. And of course, he has the flame retardant blanket that he just uses for his nutsack because it's the most important part of a male's body. So, of course, your old man, he knows to have two different blankets. So, of course, when fate had it that the boiler blew up that night, down in the basement, there was a gas leak, and the boiler did blow that night, and your old man was in the bathroom above the boiler when the boiler blew. Of course, his whole body went up in flames like a New York strip at Fogo de Chao. But you see, his Johnson and his jewels that he kept in the flame retardant blanket, they were preserved. You understand? Your old man was like a T-bone, crispy, like the ones they make at Fogo de Chao, a little overcooked, a little too crispy. But his jewels were preserved. And when you were sitting downstairs in your driveway that night and you were crying in your mom's arms, as the firefighters went in, you saw one firefighter come out. He walks over to you and he goes, "Look, kid." I don't know why he got a raspy voice, but he's been inhaling smoke and shit. So and he's a smoker too, right? The irony, he's a firefighter. "Look, kid, your old man, his life is well done. But what we do have, we have his ball sack sitting on ice. It was saved in the flame retardant blanket. Do you want that, kid? You want that piece of your old man, kid?" And the firefighter goes over and he picks up the flame retardant blanket and he puts it in your arms, and you unwrap the blanket and you see your old man's jewels, and your old man's ball sack looks just as you remembered. Even with the little hairs, not a single hair was burned off. The little hairs, and feels kind of like a Brillo pad, like an even softer Brillo pad, a Brillo pad of love. And as you see your old man's jewels, and that's all you have left of them, naturally, you put those jewels in a Batman cooler, and you put your old man's ball sack in your Batman cooler. The next day, you go to the Apple store, you go to the Genius store, and you go to the Genius bar, you make an appointment. You go to the Genius, and you say, "Genius, look, I just lost my old man to a terrible fire, and I want to upload his consciousness to my iCloud. And yes, he might have burned up in flames, but all I have left is his perfectly preserved ball sack." And you go take your Batman cooler up and you open up your Batman cooler and the shit lights up like it's Pulp Fiction or shit. Like the shit is glowing gold. When you open up the Batman cooler, everybody's faces light up gold, and all the geniuses are like, they've never seen an old man's ball sack preserved so well. So the geniuses congregate and they put their minds together. They do a mind meld. Geniuses congregate together and they come back. They go, "Okay, so what we think we can do here today, conscious upload to iCloud might not be available till Q4 2027. But what you're going to need in the meantime is these Apple AirSac Pros. See, these Apple AirSac Pros here will cryogenically freeze your old man's testicles until iCloud conscious upload is available Q4 2027. And he pulls out these white orbs, these white metallic devices. And you put the orb in your hand and it's cold to your touch. And you open up the orb and it's like a breeze from Antarctica just slaps across your face. That shit is cold as a motherfucker. And you put your old man's ball sack in these AirSac Pros. Now, you might have some, Air Max Pros. These are very different. That's the second generation. The third generation is the Apple AirSac Pros. And those are going to be to cryogenically freeze your ball sack. And of course, you cherish your Apple AirSac Pros. You take it with you everywhere you go. In the safe is not safe enough. It's your old man. Under the bed is not safe enough. It's your old man. And one day you're going to see your old man. You're going to bring him back. They're going to have the technology to take the hairs from his ball sack and upload his consciousness back to the iCloud. And for $14.99 a month, you're going to be able to talk to your old man using FaceTime and other Siri products. And you're going to show your old man the man or woman you become. And your kids and your family, and it's all going to be beautiful. And because of that, you wear your Apple AirSac Pros right around your neck, right around your neck. It's a point of pride. Just like your Air Max Pros is an $800 point of pride, the AirSac Pros is an $800 point of pride. You wear that around your neck For my audio listeners, that's exactly what friend.com's device looks like here. Like a pair of Apple AirSack Pros. And of course, yes, this would make complete logical sense. And it's a beautiful design too. If I was to keep my old man in a device, this shit would be like pretty popping. Like my old man's testicles is looking pretty fly. They look like they're from the year 3000 or some shit like that, right? So naturally, such a high piece of science, I had to go to the interwebs. I had to go to online. I had to go to the YouTubes and find out, why was Apple making a new device, AirSack Pros? Whose old man got burnt? I wanted to know the story. I needed to know where it came from. So I went to the YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the trailer here for friend.com, the reveal trailer that's supposed to reveal the purpose of these magical white orb testicle freezing devices. So we have a white woman. She's in the woods.
Gosh, I'm out of breath.
She's just talking to herself.
Made it.
She's wearing the white orb.
I don't know how to woo very good.
She has her fingers to the white orb. Phone vibrates. Well, at least we're outside. That's what her
All right, let's go.
text just said. Okay, well, go ahead. Pause.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Now, what we have here, I like this, because a lot of you lames, a lot of people out here, they think they're just better than people. You know, when trends just catch on and people want to be like, oh, like, yeah, I'm going on a hike, or I'm going on this kind of sabbatical, or, oh, I'm just unplugging and I'm not using my phone this week. Like, people want to make their wellness shit a flex, right? When everybody knows what you're doing, right? You're just flexing, right? And I know people might have pitched you this idea that you need to go out into nature and to touch grass, to get away and unplug and not be on your phone all the time, right? But what you don't understand, it's because you don't got a friend pendant on, my nigga. If you had an AI friend there experiencing all the beautiful nature and stuff with you, you would have no need to unplug. It's because the niggas you talking to is not enjoying nature with you. But the AI that doesn't have any, visual input and is just generating random words to say to make you feel better is genuinely experiencing the world with you and is there to be your closest trusted confidant. And that's what people need to understand. You need to bow and just, let the AI do his thing, bro. Stop fighting it, bro. Go to nature with the AI. I'm liking this. I'm liking the vibes here. Okay, what we have here next? The next shot we have here is of a black boy playing video games with his diverse group of friends on the couch.
Oh, let's go!
Are you serious?
Black boy looks bummed.
I hate this game.
Close up of the white testicle device. Jackson, you're getting thrashed. It's embarrassing. The black boy smirks. No, see, this is good. Pause again. So this black boy, he has friends in real life. He tells them he doesn't even like the game, right? He has real friends in real life. Who cares? Fuck them. You know what? He told them he doesn't even like this game. Then you know them niggas didn't even listen to him. They didn't even just acknowledge his existence. You know who did acknowledge his existence? Friendfucking.com. Did y'all peep that? It was friendfucking.com. The cryogenic chamber that looks like it can be a device to freeze your testicles to the year 2300. That device, that white pendant around his neck is his rock. It's his diamond. Okay? It gives him his fucking superpowers. It's like, what's that rock shit that makes that bitch nigga Superman go down all the time? Whimsy. We just watched Superman. He goes faint.
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite. It's his anti-kryptonite. It's like the opposite of what kryptonite is doing with Superman. It's doing the opposite shit. Is there some shit in Superman where it does the opposite shit? I don't know. I just watched Superman. It's mid, but it's okay. It's good. It's good.
It's cute.
It's cute. Superman was cute. And I'm saying, like, friend.com, it's like your anti-kryptonite. It, like, makes you Superman, my nigga. Sometimes you need your friend with you in real time to tell you that your actual friends ain't shit. Sometimes you just need that. And everybody who's so worried, like, oh, blah, 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 privacy, security, blah, blah. My nigga, if you've ordered a package on Amazon since 2019, they already got your whole math, bro. your government, your birth location, where the tattoos at, the tramp stamp, the first version of your baby daddy's name, and then when you covered it with your astrological sign, but then they went and switched up the astrological signs, and you was on the cusp, so you had to make, the Scorpio symbol into a Sagittarius sign and get your homegirl to draw another 3 lines over it. Like, all that shit, all that good shit. Amazon knows that shit already, my nigga. From that time you went and bought, whatever Kylie makeup kit back in 2019 off Amazon, my nigga. Since then, my nigga, Amazon has known everything about you. So just bow and kneel to the AI overlords, get over it, and put friend.com around your neck, around your neckline. That's it. It's not that deep. So I'm tired of everybody making it that deep. It's not that deep, my people, right? So I'm liking the new business. I'm seeing the vision. I thought friend.com was a dating app, but then I come to learn, no, it's just there for friendship. And I'm sure you can date your friend too if you want to. That's it. It's around your neck. He or she can't go nowhere. That's it. Friend is there for all these purposes. So I want to just learn a little bit more about the company, the vision. Where did it even come from? So I went to my good homies at Fortune magazine, just because it was the first thing that came up on Google. And also, Fortune, y'all need to chill with the paywalls, because y'all had me downloading like PDFs to get the article back, because I clicked it once, and then every other time I open the tab, y'all want to hit me with the paywall, and say, I'm not trying to give y'all my email and all this stuff. Like, didn't newspapers fail already? Didn't magazines fail already as a business? Like, why do we have to keep pretending that this is a sustainable business model and keeping me from seeing the 30 seconds of news I need to do this shitty podcast? You know what I mean? Not paying. I'm not paying, my niggas. Like, figure this shit out, bro. Fail or don't fail. But I'm tired with the paywalls, bro. I'm tired. Okay, what is Fortune saying here? Okay, so Fortune article about what happened. People destroyed the friend.com AI necklace ads with graffiti.
Sorry.
So we have some crazy Zoom problems happened here. But working hard to figure it out. Okay, let's zoom down here. So I'm looking at this ad that's on the subway. Okay, let's just read this ad for a sec. Okay, friend, crossed out in red. AI is not your friend. We don't need AI. We need each other. Do mutual aid or volunteer for a community garden. You will meet cool people. Mutual aid is greater than fake AI convo. Copy. I mean, I never met somebody who said I met my wife at a community garden. Have you? Where's these stories at? I want to hear the stories. Because I've heard the story of the man marrying the AI chatbot. I have not heard the story of the girl who found her man building a house for Habitat for Humanity. Where is it? Where's the love story? That's all I'm saying. Where the story's at, bro? Over here, shitting on AI for no reason. Let's get into this article here, because I'm ranting as usual. Okay. If you take subway in New York City or drive a car in Los Angeles, you've seen the ads for friend.com. I'll binge the entire series with you. I'll never leave dirty dishes in the sink. I'll never bail on dinner plans. The slogans are simple, intimate, needy, and impossible to avoid. Friend.com is the biggest campaign in New York City subway this year, according to Outfront, MTA Billboard marketing agency. The AI wearable has 11,000 always-on advertisements in the MTA, some covering a whole train station. Avi Schiffman, the 22-year-old creator friend, told Fortune that the ad campaign cost him $1 million, an enormous outlay for a startup with barely $7 million in venture capital. And that kind of makes sense, because I've been actually seeing these ads literally everywhere. So it looks like man just crashed out, right, and is using 1/7 of his budget on this ad campaign to promote the AirSac Pros, which, I don't know, it might pay off. AirSac Pros look kind of cool. What do you think about the look of the device? What do you think of them?
It's very Apple-esque.
It's very Apple-esque. It's clean.
It's clean. It's sleek.
Right? So I wasn't thinking there'd be too much hate, right? But, I read through the article. It's mad boring shit. So they're going to keep chatting and chatting. So we're going to just skip to a random part of the article. Maybe a skip to the part with the quote. And I'm not even going to explain who this quote came from, because we don't care about her. Keep scrolling more. Right there. We're going to start from here, right? Everyone's talking about it, some random person said. And they are, but not let's try that again. And they are, but not necessarily in a positive light. Within days, the posters became a magnet for graffiti. Some doodles were harmless, but plenty looked like protest art. AI doesn't care if you live or die. Surveillance capitalism. AI will promote suicide if prompted. Posts about the ads and the graffiti are everywhere on social media. Most founders would cringe at that kind of backlash, but Schiffman called it artistically validating. The white space in the ads was intentional. He claimed vandalism was a part of the plan. The audience completes the work, he said, beaming. Capitalism is the greatest artistic medium. Okay, so clearly we have a young, what is he, 22 years old? Young Avi here, right? Saying capitalism is the greatest artistic medium. So I guess people have been shitting on these ads. It looks like it was done on purpose. They're doing the whole, we always intended this thing. Let's just see. What's some of the shitting on these ads that's been happening, this graffiti. Let's go over to Twitter, because the article does have a link that takes us to Twitter here. We're going to see some of this terrible graffiti. Let me tell you something. People in New York, they're like the vermin, you know what I mean, of the earth. So it's just like, if you trying to really come up in life and advertise your new product and niggas is putting graffiti on it, you know, they might just be scumbags and you might just be doing better to these niggas. You don't really know. You got to take it as it comes, you know what I mean? So I'm seeing one tweet here from a dude named Matt. They keep washing off the graffiti from these stupid AI surveillance friend advertisements. So now people are just destroying them. And one friend ad, somebody just wrote, get a dog on top of the AirSack Pro ball device, which, let's be real, for all y'all classist niggas out here, I'm sure friend.com is cheaper than getting a dog. Like what a lot of you people out here, specifically the whites of Brooklyn, but people of all races in general, you guys are substituting your, inability to have children and form meaningful friendships with human beings. You're substituting that with having a dog who you dress like, I don't know, like Superman, or in some ironic fuzzy sweater that you wish, you could wear too, but you couldn't find the matching one. So now your dog wears it. You have to understand that if somebody can't afford, right, to use a portion of their salary to pay for their dog's diabetes bills every month and fork out maybe $2,000 to $4,000 a year to get the right vaccinations, and also occasionally hire a pet sitter to allow that dog to then shit in their apartment instead of their own apartment. Some people aren't built like that. Some people aren't set up for that, right? And if you get to supplement your existential dread and loneliness with Mr. Fluffles over there, you gotta let niggas cook. And some niggas can only afford the AirSack Pros around the neck. That's all they got. They can't do all the dog shit, right? They can't keep up with that. They can't walk the dog 3 times a day and get it's Alzheimer's medication, right? And also get the gluten-free Purina Chow, whatever the fuck's going on. They can't do that. They just need the friend, right, who's on their side. They just need the homie who's going to go, I think I'm going to hit Keisha up. But actually, do I even like that bitch, Keisha? And they get a little buzz from friend on their phone. And friend goes, I thought that bitch Keisha's pussy stank. Always anyway, my nigga. Everybody needs the homie who's going to tell him that bitch pussy stank anyway. Let it be friend.com. That's what friend.com is there. It's friend.com. Am I the only one getting this here? Am I delusional? Is there another graffitied ad here? Let's scroll down the feed here. The feed of haters. Okay, what does this one say? Can you zoom in more? Because I can't see. So it's the typical ad for someone who listens, responds, and supports to you. And this is the graffiti part. And is a living being. Don't use AI to cure your loneliness. Reach out into the world. Again, are these friend advertisements? Is any of these niggas, if y'all niggas is really serious, is any of y'all leaving y'all phone number on the board? Is anybody like, actually, fuck friend.com, hit me up, be my friend? Because I haven't seen one. I just see a whole bunch of judgy niggas with dogs, judging niggas who can't afford dogs, forgetting the AirSac Pro testicle pendant device to cure loneliness. I don't understand what's happening. Like, there are so many isms nowadays. There's so many racisms and phobias and all this other shit. I just thought we were past this, discriminating on people based off whether or not they're real or not. It just feels disgusting and tasteless, to be honest with you. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else here? No, it's just Stella trying to get her groove back. It looks like somebody's auntie there is posting the 45 and still killing it pictures. Okay, here we have one more. Okay. So this graffiti here says, we don't have to accept this future. Tell friend.com how you feel. Sunday, October 19th, 5 p.m. Father Demo Square. Oh, shit. Yo, this nigga had the pull-up time. Bring your Sharpies. And then we have a little drawing that has a sign that says flesh and blood, I guess, scribbled on top of the friend pendant. I like this one because this one says the pull-up time. At least this nigga says pull up and get arrested with me as we set fire to public property, which is a friend building exercise. You see what I mean? Like, this is actually more constructive because I get to make new friends rioting and disturbing the peace and getting put on a FBI watch list. The FBI watch list will be the confirmation of the friends I made at the protest where we lit the car on fire. This is what I feel like is actually constructive. At least it's a little constructive. You know what I mean? The rest of these niggas is bums. Could we get back to the article, please? You just have to recognize what's actually constructive. Because a lot of people, they just ramble and just say shit. You know what I mean? They go on and on. Some people, they even make pointless podcasts about it where they pretend that they have something to say for an hour and waste your time. I want you to consider what people are actually saying of substance. What do they actually bring to the table when they're talking to you? All right. We're scrolling down. More from this. The fine print. Okay. See, it's cool. We're letting this 22-year-old walk. Avi, let's learn more about him. The fine print. First, though, comes the fine print. Aha! The AI version of a friend comes with more than just packaging and a charger. It has paperwork. Friends terms require waiving the rights to jury trials, class actions, and court proceedings, funneling disputes into arbitration in San Francisco. Buried within are clauses on biometric data consent, which grant the company permission to passively record audio and video, collect facial and voice data, and use these to train AI. Guys. I know what everybody's thinking. But like, I've had a friend or two work in tech before. You need to do this shit to make the AI better. This makes your friend better, okay? And I'm sure this is what Avi's about to say in the article here, because I feel like people just get their panties in a little bit of a bunch, okay? Let's remember here. It's not the boogeyman. All right, what does Schiffman say? Schiffman's answer to the legal fine print is that friend is a weird, first of its kind product, so the terms of service are intentionally heavy. He added that the terms are a bit extreme by design, so I don't have to keep editing it, which makes sense, bro. And that with a 3-person team and pricey lawyers, he's avoiding extra legal exposure. Right, so yeah, let's go down a little bit. People are on their nuts for no reason. It just doesn't really make any sense. We keep scrolling. Okay, here we go. This is the important part. Because he wants to let you know that he's not really evil. Stop right there. He frames the always listening bits as speaker attribution, not surveillance, okay? Technically, it's not recording stuff. It's really for an AI, not for a human, he said. The pendant has a mic, and he claims only listens when you feel the haptics. If the phone disconnects, it's not recording. And they aren't caching audio for later upload. He also said they're not training models on user data right now. Google's not doing that for their API, and we're not doing that. We're saying it in the terms of service, so we're covered, but we're not doing it yet. Which, can we all just breathe? Can we just... Everybody woo-sa, my nigga. Woo-sa. We're just recording everything you're saying, but we're not using it, my guy, because it's not that deep. That's the thing. I feel like people need to acknowledge it. Sometimes it's not that deep to niggas. Like, yes, we could listen to all your conversations and sell that data to advertisers to the highest bidding, but We not doing that now. And Google not doing it. So if you're not thinking about Google, don't think about us. And I respect that, my nigga. You have to respect. Not everybody's trying to cook, right? Not everybody's trying to set you up. It's not that deep. When don't you feel better, Whimsy, after hearing that? Oh, well, haters gonna hate, am I right? That's what I'm saying. There's just haters everywhere. The haters could be behind the camera, in front of the camera. Like, don't let these niggas just cloud your whole judgment and everything, bro, about this world, bro. Because it really doesn't make any sense. And, just hearing how this nigga hasn't been gotten down by all this bullshit with the graffiti on the ads and niggas talking about him spying on. I'm liking this young Avi, bro. Because if young niggas like this could succeed, I know America doing good, my nigga. Excuse me. I just belched a little bit. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Let's learn more about young Avi here. Oh, yeah, right here. Avi Schiffman, wonderkind. Okay, so learning more about the CEO, Schiffman, since he was a teenager, has always had a knack for drawing spectacle. At just 17, he made the COVID-19 tracking website that tens of millions of used each day, winning a Webby Award handed to him by Anthony Fauci. Completely not controversial figure. I guess you're cooking with that one. Okay. He dropped out of Harvard after one semester to build a refugee housing site in response to the Ukraine war, claiming to connect 100,000 Ukrainians with homes. He spun up similar projects for earthquake victims in Turkey and for Black Lives Matter protests. Those quick, high-profile moves have given him a kind of bulletproof confidence. You can just do things, he told Fortune last year. I don't think I'm any smarter than anyone else. I just don't have as much fear. And people, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really liking this. Because here's the thing about Avi. Avi's a young psychopath, okay? We've always had young white psychopaths in this country. And most of the time, we let them cook. We let them go into Silicon Valley. We let them start these big companies that, essentially ruin all of our lives. And that's generally our metric, right, of how good the country is doing, Now, if you heard me correctly, the cycle goes something like, I don't know. What's the last new billionaire company you heard of, Whimsy? The last new company, like new $1 billion company, is it OpenAI? Is it OpenAI? Okay. Look at the trend here. Young white psychopath. What's his name? Sam Altman, right? Look up Sam Altman. Let's see his age, his net worth. Young white psychopath starts OpenAI to have an open source AI company, right? Because that's not evil. That's cool. We're trying to make, this life-changing, nuclear weapons level civilization altering technology. We understand that's crazy. We gotta make it open source so niggas don't get out of hand. They say that's the case until it's not the case, and all of a sudden it's not open source anymore. Then Microsoft gets involved, and then they're a nonprofit company, but now they're for profit. And now he's making this $1 billion technology that's gonna possibly replace everybody's jobs and make you some kind of tech serf who has no agency in life. And that means America is doing well. See, that's how the stocks go up. Niggas who put in money, they get the money that they put in back. Life gets harder for everybody else, but we say we doing good. That's generally the trend because the stock market go up, people's bank accounts go up, niggas pretend that new jobs is made, and that's the cycle, right? But we don't have enough of it happening from just new young niggas. Like before it was really the young lit niggas. Like you had a nigga like Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg was in his young 20s running up amok. You know what I mean? His young 20s selling everybody on this idea that, I'm going to connect everybody and make everybody friends. And now 20 years or 30 or however many years it's been, maybe it's 20 years, who knows? Yeah, 2008, it's coming on 20 years. 20 years later, nobody has friends. And now we need AI friends to supplement our real friends, but we all let Meta, take over our lives and use Meta every day, but we're no better at making friends. We're actually worse at making friends. But he actually sold us on our ability to, make friends on this thing called Facebook. So in effect, a young white psychopath made billions of dollars and made everybody's life worse. but he's one of the most profitable American companies out there. Because that's how you know we doing good, my nigga. You need a young white psychopath to, against all the odds, go and say whatever lies he needs to say to venture capitalists to raise the money to ruin the rest of our lives. Right? Do we not see it? Do we not see it already with the Airbnb and the housing costs? Do not see it with Uber? It takes $72 to go 5 blocks in Manhattan, and the old taxi drivers are dying, and the new taxi drivers are basically slaves. And Uber is also started by a young white psychopath. So this is the trend here. This is the trend I'm trying to say. I said a lot of things that sounded negative. It's not really negative, my nigga. It means that America is cooking, right? Avi might be Gen Z's new white psychopath. You know what I mean? The young white psychopath, the billionaire kid of the generation who's going to make the thing that ruins your life even more that nobody asked for. He might be, right? And I think a lot of the hopelessness of Gen Z is that there hasn't been that real young Gen Z disruptor, if you will, the tech disruptor who makes the thing no one asked for and ruins everybody's life. It's like these niggas, they cooking on with the TikToks. Is Mr. Beast Gen Z? Is he a millennial?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
Maybe some of the streamers and TikTokers, they doing kind of okay, but none of them have really came and fucked up the tech game. The tech game right now, the billionaire young white psychopath game is a game for people, right, who are pushing 40. My nigga Mr. Beast is the only nigga really cooking up. I don't know if he's a billionaire yet or he's cooking close to it, but he's cooking up off the content game. But nobody's cooking up off the tech game. Avi's here to cook up off the tech game. Okay? So what if most of you in Gen Z will never own a house? If Avi can own a house, it's like you can own a house. If Avi can make $1 billion selling you friends that you don't have because of products that come from Silicon Valley, then like America's doing good. Then we're going to beat China after all. Because that's all anything people focus on anyways. Like, you know what I mean? What new tech we got? What's the new technology coming out now? What's the new thing to buy? How much do stocks go up? Ain't nothing else we focus on out here anyway. So let my nigga, my young nigga Avi cook, okay? Because he's the only youth out here who's out here ready to change the world. This nigga went to college, decided I'm at Harvard and I'm bigger than the fucking program. When's the last time a nigga said he's bigger than the fucking program since my nigga Zuck? Since my nigga Zuck went to Harvard and also stole his classmates' Hot or Not app and then ran to Silicon Valley and made billions and said, I'm bigger than the fucking program, my nigga. My nigga Avi is bigger than the program. Goes to Harvard for a semester, says, fuck that, nigga. I fixed COVID, nigga. Fauci told me I fixed COVID, nigga. Pull up Avi on the screen. Fauci knighted this nigga when he was, 17, 16? And that nigga solved racism in America with whatever he did for Black Lives Matter. What he did, he made a website. What did Avi do for Black Lives Matter? He made a website? Is that what they said he did?
I don't think they said that.
Young Avi made such fire websites, my nigga, that he solved police brutality and COVID at the same time, my nigga. You know why? Because he doesn't have fear.
It really doesn't specifically say anything like that.
He fixed it, right? He said it right here. Look. He spun up similar projects for earthquake victims in Turkey and for Black Lives Matter protest, right? And what are the similar projects? He made a tracking website that tens of millions of people used each day. So if he made a tracking website for COVID-19 that tens of millions of people used each day, and he did a similar project for Black Lives Matter, that means that Avi Schiffman made a tracking website where every time a cop beat your ass, it would track it, then report it to the FBI, and that cop went to jail. And by doing that, Avi clearly solved police brutality in America. Clearly, that's what the article is saying, if you really read between the lines. And that's why my nigga Avi is a genius. And that's why that nigga should be allowed to ruin your lives just a little bit more. You already let the rest of them. You already let Zuckerberg, right? You already let Musk. You already let, name another billionaire, I don't know, Gates. You already let them fuck up your life anyway, my nigga. What? Let young Avi cook. Look at, you see it in his eyes, bro. He's ready to change the world, bro. You see the first picture of him? He looked like a young bull. The second picture, he looked like Goku when he's doing Super Saiyan. Maybe even Super Saiyan 2, my nigga. The nigga leveling up, my nigga. Look at his hair standing up, bro. Let Avi cook. It's good for America. It's how we'll know we're back on the right path. Speaking of America and path, I know we thought maybe we'd go back to not talking about politics on the show. And I know maybe you thought you'd get through an episode without me. Sorry, bringing up something political, but that's what the fuck you thought. I'm sorry for my audio audience. I'm belching a lot. I have a bit of gas and Jamaican beef patty before this. Okay, so what's happening in Chicago here? Because looks like ICE has been getting into shenanigans. You ever have a friend who just gets into shenanigans? Like you know them so well that as soon as you hear their name, they're just like, you know some shit happened. Like if you got a cousin named Pookie and Pookie is always getting in trouble, Pookie always gotta get picked up from somewhere, Pookie always gotta get picked up from the precinct or needs some extra money at the end of the month because they had everything together until they didn't, and all of a sudden now they're short on the electricity bill and blah blah blah. Like that motherfucker. That's what really ICE is. It's just like you hear ICE is in the news and your brain just automatically does this like imagination thing where you already know like kind of where the story going, but you don't want to believe it yet. You try to keep your third eye open because Pookie can always redeem herself or himself. You know what I mean? We're not gendering Pookie. Pookie can always redeem themselves, my nigga. So I'm hearing that this conflicting, I'm sounding English now. This conflicting accounts emerge in ICE shooting that injured Chicago woman. This is the headline I'm reading right now. I've been hearing a little bit that there's been this shooting in Chicago that people don't know about. Now, what also needs to be noted here is I'm on right now a website called Fox 32, which I imagine is the local Fox station in Chicago. I just gotta give a little bit of a PSA. If you live in one of these unfortunate places in America where your local Fox station is in the double digits, like if you somehow live in some hellhole where your Fox is not Fox 5, Fox 9, CBS 2, NBC 4, like Fox 32, my nigga, like 32, like what kind of hellscape is y'all niggas living in Chicago that Fox is the 32nd local channel station? Like how much local shit is really going on that y'all got Fox at 32, my nigga? Like I'm just like, is this like a third world country thing or something? Like what's happening here? Could somebody explain? No? Anyway, I don't know what the fuck going on, but this is why y'all need to stop with the paywalls, because y'all motherfuckers got me on Fox 32. Fox 32. I don't know what it means, bro. I don't know what it means. I'm a dumb motherfucker, so the high numbers must mean something. 32 is crazy, bro. That's like 32nd place. That's like being on the 32nd row aboard on an airplane, my nigga. Like it's just it don't make sense, bro. Chicago, y'all gotta clean this shit up, bro. That's all I'm saying. But let's read more about this article here. There's a giant ad blocking everything, but Chicago. A federal investigation into Chicago shooting involving ICE agents is facing scrutiny after new evidence revealed inconsistencies between Homeland Security's account and what witnesses, court documents, and body camera records suggest. What we know, court records show Border Patrol agents on the scene in Brighton Park were equipped with body-worn cameras, but only 3 were activated when the October 4th shooting occurred. Prosecutors allege Marimar Martinez, 30, and Anthony Ian Santos Ruiz, 21, used their vehicles to hit a federal agent's car during an immigration operation. They say Martinez's SUV sideswiped a Border Patrol vehicle and that the pair boxed in the agents before one fired 5 shots at Martinez. So this sounds like some real Grand Theft Auto shit where they're saying that they, which is Martinez and Ruiz, boxed in the federal agents. So just basically like cut them off or rammed them like they were playing GTA. And that they had to fire back at Martinez? Is that what I'm understanding correctly, Whimsy, here? That's what it seems. All right. let's go on here. Martinez, a U.S. citizen with a valid concealed carry license, was struck 5 times. Goddamn. Ruiz was later found nearby. Both face charges of forcibly assaulting, impeding, and interfering with the federal officers, a charge that carries up to 20 years in prison. Now again, they mug shots up on the screen. So dig deeper. Okay, let's go deeper in. Major discrepancies have emerged about where and how the confrontation unfolded. Homeland Security initially said that the encounter took place in Broadview, but court records placed it in Brighton Park. Officials also claimed that agents were surrounded by 10 cars and that one driver had a semi-automatic weapon. Witnesses dispute that version, saying agents were not boxed in. Police audio reportedly confirms Martinez's legal gun stayed in her purse. Okay, so Martinez had the blick, but she did not pull the blick. And then everybody on scene said that Martinez and Ruiz did not box in the ice, I guess at all, like not even kind of. And they said 10 cars. I don't know if there's just no 10 cars or niggas is just hallucinating 10 cars. But continuing on, photos show Martinez's dark SUV hit on the side, Ruiz's black SUV damaged in front, and minor damage to silver federal vehicle. The Chicago Sun-Times reports Martinez's attorney says body camera footage shows an agent holding an assault rifle moments before the shooting and saying, "Do something, bitch." Okay, Martinez and Ruiz were released from custody as they await trial. Okay. People. I guess there's something I gotta explain here. The whole "do something, bitch," right? Now, it's sounding like the police are giving one story that they got boxed in. Right. Right. And then the witnesses are saying something else. I don't know. It's like, Whimsy, have you ever, I guess, thought that somebody was following you and they wasn't following you?
Sure.
Yeah. Is it generally by foot or like through by car or something?
You know I don't drive.
I just had to put you. No, okay, what made you realize that they wasn't following you anymore?
They went a different direction.
Oh, they went a different direction. Yeah. See, I don't know if it's just by prospect of like you ice and you out here like looking for, brown people, the Spanish people, and you're already in a Spanish neighborhood. So you think every nigga is just onto you or following you. But generally, I don't know. I haven't had that happen where I thought somebody was trying to run me off the road and they really weren't trying to run me off the road. I also know that niggas is just pulling up and running down on ICE officers. Like that shit is actually happening in the streets. So I don't know what it is right now about these ICE officers they hiring out here where I don't know if niggas got PTSD or just hallucinating that niggas is following them and not following them like it's fucking Mr. Robot or some shit. Which, by the way, very good show. But I just need niggas to get it together and chill out. Like, is that an option? Am I allowed to say just chill out, right? Because here's the secret, right, with government jobs. For the most part, unless you working for the CIA or Foxconn or something, right, on world domination or whatever the fuck they do, government jobs are supposed to be about chilling the fuck out. Like, government jobs are supposed to be about never doing the most, right? Just doing enough, clocking in, clocking out, getting to the point where you paid enough into your pension or you qualify whatever pension program, right? You never get fired. You deal with your annoying coworker who's always telling you about her badass kids and how he's sending them to boot camp or whatever new reform school and that this time's going to be the time, right? You pretend that nigga not crazy when they bring in your kid into work day and you don't really want to talk to that crazy nigga, right? Because he got a twitch in his eye. You already know he's off, but he's only 8. So you got to talk to him anyway. You pretend to like Rolanda's kids for about 10 years. You clock it in. You work your way up the ladder, maybe 2 or 3 steps. You retire. You get your pension. You go the fuck home, okay? You're not supposed to be trying so hard. Look at these TSA niggas. Do you think the TSA really give a fuck about finding bombs? Do you think the TSA really give a fuck about anything, my nigga? Put on your shoes. Then don't put on your shoes. Then why are you taking so long for taking off your shoes? Nobody else is taking off your shoes. But then the other time I go to the airport and I'm not taking off my shoes without you telling me, then you give me an attitude. These niggas don't know what's going on. They go in with the flow of whatever's happening that day. One day it's very important for me to see the bottom of your ball sack because it's the most important part of the man's body. I must see through your clothes to your ball sack. then pull you to the side after putting you through the body scanner to tell you that I still need to pat your ball sack, right? That's how you know you got a Big Johnson. My niggas, you know you got a Big Johnson if you got to get the double pat down after you get through the body scanner because you know your meat too big. That's if you know, right? If you know, you know. That's the type shit it is. But anyway, one day it's very important for you to see through my clothes to my ball sack in case I'm smuggling some kind of ball sack bomb or something, right? The next day, actually ball sack bombs don't exist and it's fine for you to go through the metal detector. This is the greatest part about TSA. One day, terrorism is a real thing and it is imperative that I look up your rectum right now just in case you are smuggling a bottle of L'Oreal to France with you for your vacation. And the next day, when there's just a little bit too much of a line, like when the line just gets a little bit too long on the clear and the TSA pre-check that we make people pay for, then it suddenly doesn't fucking matter and we can just use metal detectors like it's 1995. Then everybody knows when the TSA pre-check line becomes too long, the terrorists actually go, we actually need to go the fuck home and go to sleep because the TSA pre-check is too long. There's no way I can do any terrorism today. And terrorism ceases to exist. And then it becomes okay to put everybody through the metal detectors that we just pretended yesterday didn't work. See, do you kind of see what I mean? This is what it means to do a government job. You just do whatever the fuck they tell you to do that day. You don't ask deep questions. You don't get too tied up into anything. You just chill, right? It's tranquille. You know what I mean, my nigga? Tranquille. Now, if you're going to work every day, convinced that we're already engaged in a civil war, and you already think that a bunch of Hispanics on the south side of Chicago are following you from the time you leave the ICE detention facility, it might be the recipe of trying a little bit too hard. And that's what these federal employees have to learn. The point is not to try too hard. It's to chill. Just get the pension and chill. Get good health care, you know? Take your kids to the doctor more than your other friends who don't work for the government because you got good health insurance, my nigga. When I was growing up, my mom, she worked for the government. We went to the doctor. When we went to the doctor, I got lollipops every time I went to the fucking doctor, my nigga. You know now that I'm a broke-ass nigga, a broke-ass adult with Medicaid, I go to the doctor. Nigga, I don't even see them get lollipops to the kids. I'm still asking for the lollipops. Nigga, I don't see them afforded no type of candy in there. Or they got the fucking multi-flavored Tootsie Rolls. My nigga, Tootsie Rolls is like the opposite of candy, my nigga. If you put out Tootsie Rolls, right, you might as well just put out like logs of shit for people to eat. Just put out coals for the kids like it's Christmas or some shit. Stop putting Tootsie Rolls out. See, when I went to that good government healthcare, they had flavors, right? They had the what is it? The ring pops. They had the ring pops and the lollipop with the gum inside, and you got to choose between the two, my nigga. What doctor got the choices between the two, my nigga, besides the government doctors that they give you? That's the point of working a government job, so your kid can get the multiple lollipops while he's there for his diabetes appointment. That's what it's all about. All right, my nigga? But these niggas is doing too much. I'm going to share a Portugal anecdote of how this ICE shit has been affecting me, of niggas maybe just doing a little bit too much. I just came back from Puerto Rico, right? Now, we all know the long, perilous history of United States and its ownership over the island of Puerto Rico. And we went to go visit some of the military forts there and just learn about the long history of the island. And we had realized that the whole reason for the Spanish-American War in the early 1900s or some shit like that, I don't know. But the whole reason for the Spanish-American War was so that young American tourists can go get fucked up on San Juan on a Saturday night, right? For a modest price, like for a good price. That is the reason why men fought and died and lost their lives to take over San Juan and the island of Puerto Rico, is so that one day me and my bros can get a pretty cheap Airbnb across from the projects in San Juan and listen to the lady in the building next door blast Latin trap until 3 a.m. Wow, we drink tequila. This is what America has been about. This is what we fight and die for is our right to do this in other places, right? But I have my bro, and I was going for his birthday, and my bro, he has legal status, but he had some kind of update or something in his immigration case. I don't understand how immigration law works, where he was legally allowed to be here, but he had that revised or updated in some kind of court case. And he was told that though men have fought and died for Americans to be able to go to Puerto Rico and get fucked up with their bros on a Friday night, that because people have been doing too much at their job, that he might just get held up at the airport from traveling from Puerto Rico to New York, where he'd have to call his immigration court and call his lawyer, and probably get stayed there for a couple extra days, and then he's missing more work, and then he could lose his job. So it all ended up being not worth it, and my bro didn't get to go on his fucking birthday trip. My bro, who's a legal U.S. resident, wasn't allowed to go to this weird pseudo colony territory that we keep just so we can go get drunk on a Friday night. He was kept from this American liberty. And I want everybody to know that is because, solely because a nigga at customs was doing too much. A nigga at customs forgot that the whole point of having a government job is to just chill, my nigga. The policies change every 4 years. You all be there for like 20. Just chill, my nigga. Not everybody's there to be a hero. And yes, I do actually have people in my life and my family who're at risk of being deported. And that was kind of sad. But the most sad was the fact that my bro couldn't get fucked up with me, bro. That's not what America is about. You know what America's fucking about? These motherfuckers right here. That's what America's really about. This right here. This is the Mayflower. This is the Pilgrims. It's also the name of whatever album I've been trying to promote by doing this bitch ass podcast. And you could support this show by getting one of these Mayflower shirts. You can also support fucking America. Real fucking America, all right? Not that bitch ass shit they talk to you about out there in the internets, okay? Right here. This is America. This is really the red, white, and blue that we fight for. This is what Avi's fighting for. This is what everybody's fighting for, my nigga. These shirts right here. And maybe I'll put some kind of link to a video I made recently over here. And I'll be back soon to tell you guys about the fucking world. But all you fucking government employees, stop trying so fucking hard. I stop trying so fucking hard. And let AI take over your life. Okay. Good night, children.